Last time I cut into the forward bulkhead and removed a bunch of buoyancy foam. This gave me access to wires and other things at the front of the boat. This time I've removed the running lights and I'm going to prep to install an anchor roller from a Mac 26 and some new running lights. This is where the anchor roller will go. First I have to fix a big hole where the running lights came off, and I'm making the holes worse. No, I'm actually beveling the edges of the hole to help with my repair. Oops. And I'm using this tool to sort of hollow out a section where my repair will be, to give my repair a spot to seat in and be less obvious. This is chopped strand mat. It's fiberglass fibers in random orientation, not as a woven cloth. And I'm tearing it, not cutting it. And that leaves these nice feathered edges that allow me to feather my repair in. So I'm painting the deck with polyester resin, and the resin gets down into those screw holes that were beveled out, and I'm carefully wetting the edges first of the first layer to stick it in place. And now a bigger piece of chopped strand mat. And you don't want to go back and forth with the brush the way you would if you were painting. You want to go straight in, sort of a stippling motion, just vertically pushing the resin into the fibers. If you were to brush back and forth, you'd move the fiberglass away from where you want it. The resin is starting to go off and become more and more sticky as I'm working with it. But just vertical pushing with the brush. Once all the air bubbles are out, the fiberglass patch is almost transparent. And it's structurally hard, but feels tacky. It's sticky to the touch. And polyester laminating resin is supposed to do this so that you can apply the next layer without having to sand and prep the surface again. This is that peanut butter fiberglass mixture that I've made with some chopped fibers, some thickening agent, and resin. And I'm covering it this time, since it's the final layer, I'm covering it with wax paper. And this time the resin is not exposed to the air, so it will fully cure and be solid. These are the new running lights. The green one works. And I even have a set with one green and one red. They came with this template, how to cut the hole. And either I misread the diagram and cut the wrong lines, or it was just wrong. I checked again, but then when I checked with the actual part, my mistake was obvious and it was a bit too late for that. So I used the gasket that seals the light against the hull as a template, and I can now mark where I really wanted the hole to go. So check with the part itself, not the diagram, so you don't do as I have done. That's how thick my hull is. It's like 1/4 of an inch. And the light does fit in this hole. For this side, I'm going to use this gasket as the template and forget the paper one. I've marked about where the back of the hole is supposed to go, although I got this only approximately after looking at it from the front. But that's about the right size hole to cut. And having cut the hole, I now have another piece of fiberglass like that. Here are the new wires that I ran for the running lights. And through the magic of video editing, they're spliced and ready to go.